Hey everyone, we're going to do some thrifting at Goodwill today. And if you haven't joined us before, my name is Anne. I'm a vintage home decor reseller and I also thrift for my own home. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you are on Instagram, check us out at bluehousevintage.yyc and let's get into the thrifting. I wasn't planning on filming on this particular thrift trip, but I ended up finding so many interesting things that I thought I better start filming some of it for you guys. So I found a few brass things. This dolphin set was $30, a little bit too heavy and expensive to pick up. We're also going to play pick or pass in today's video. So this next item, it's a wicker Kleenex box cover. I think it was $3. Would you guys have thrifted it or would you have left it behind? Let me know in the comments. As you can see, it was definitely a thrift for me. I was very excited to find that, and now it is in my bathroom on my main floor. I'm doing a little bit of a powder room renovation, and I think it suits the space really well. Hopefully I'll be able to show you guys in the coming weeks the end result for this bathroom renovation. Thoughts on this Kleenex box cover? Would you have thrifted it? Let me know in the comments what you think. This was a really interesting little knickknack. It's a bowl of some sort, Studio Pottery made, that's actually the shape of a curling stone. Never seen anything like that before. We also found this clown, and I was thinking about getting this wicker basket for my bathroom as a garbage can, but I decided I didn't really like the color of it, so I passed on it. I found some interesting lamps too, including a brass one, but decided to pass on those as well. Found some neat art pieces, but Goodwill lately has been pricing their vintage art really high, like into the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So unless it's really, really amazing, I just can't pick it up. This I also found. I also already have one of these, so I had to leave it behind, but this is a mid-century hanging planter box. So if you're interested in something like this, I do have one listed in my Etsy shop. And this find was just super amazing. $45 though, so unfortunately I had to leave it behind, but it's an absolutely enormous brass pitcher or planter of some kind. I don't know what the intended use of that is. If anybody knows what those were used for, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to find out. And for $5, I thought this wine glass was really cool and really good quality, but I don't need it, so I left it behind. Time for our next pick or pass. So I found this loaf pan. It's a Fire King. I think it's called the wheat pattern or something wheat pattern. And I decided to leave it behind. I think it was because of the price, but I don't remember what they had it marked at. And then there was a few other vintage milk glass items. And the next pick or pass, we have this mid-century style tray. So these apparently are very rare and valuable. So let me know if you guys would have picked that up. I also put back this this dog. We have the matching cat, which is still in the Etsy shop and hasn't sold. So if you like that, let me know, because I do have the cat available. And I also picked up this Studio Pottery pitcher that I thought was really beautiful. I love the blue color, and here it is styled in my house. Here are some other finds from this thrift trip. I got an Otagiri otter mug, which has actually sold. You'll see later on in the video, we're going to go over what has recently sold in the shop. And I also found another Otagiri mug. This was only $1, and it's already listed in the Etsy shop if you were interested in taking a look there. And one of my favorite finds from this trip, if not the favorite, was obviously the family of Quails. And they were $10 for the 4, plus the wicker Kleenex box holder is pretty cool as well. Let me know what you guys think was your favorite from this thrift trip. So I did go ahead and reshelve a few things. One of them was this brass tea light holder. I feel like it's kind of vintage style, but newer production. And then same thing with this. You'll see me putting back on all the same shelf, but I did properly go and reshelve the item. So don't come at me in the comments for being one of those people that just like puts their stuff, you know, wherever is most convenient for them. I actually go around and like put it back where I found it. I don't just leave it on the nearest shelf. This tray was tempting, but again, I felt like it was a newer made, like vintage style item. So I decided to leave it behind. And I loved this copper tray, but price-wise, being $10, I just didn't feel like investing that much money into it, just because it is kind of like a smaller size, and I wasn't sure if I could get, you know, the right margin out of it. And I think this might be our last pick or pass item of today's video, is this tray, which I already kind of regret not getting. It was $15, but it was made in Denmark. I think I decided not to get it because I thought potentially it was a newer made item, and also it was really heavy. So obviously that would cost quite a bit to ship. So I left it behind. So I ended up spending at Goodwill $30 total. They don't charge tax there, so that's awesome. It's 5%, tax where I live is 5%. So total was 30. And I feel like I got some decent items for 30 bucks. Let's start with this one. This I thought was really pretty and a very like large, solid quality item. It was handmade by M. Cox in 91. And I really like the ribbed kind of wavy detailing and the blue color. So beautiful pitcher. Obviously you can use it as a flower vase. I think that's kind of what most people would use it for. And I love how it has a little bit of like brown here at the bottom. So really nice, solid quality item. And this was $7. So I thought that was a decent price. I did find this Otagiri otter mug. So this one is a lot larger. It's almost like a stein than the typical Otagiri mug. So I've never actually seen an Otagiri mug this big. So I thought that was really interesting. And these always seem to sell well for me when I put them on Etsy. They always usually sell fast or pretty well. It has the Otagiri stamp there on the bottom. So if you're out thrifting, keep in mind the Otagiri name and definitely pick these up because they're very collectible. And look how cute. Little mama and dad otter and the little baby otter. So I had to have it. And this is another Otagiri mug. These ones are not stamped, but they are Otagiri. You can kind of tell it has this brown handle with like this kind of sparkly glaze. That's how you'll know. And then it has this kind of speckled white-gray speckling on the pottery with the ceramic. And this one, I've never seen a design like this with the Otagiri. A lot of the Otagiri ones are animals, but this one is like blue floral with red berries. I thought it was really beautiful as well. And this was only $1. So that was a really good price because mugs where I live at thrift stores are really going crazy on price. So only $1. And also the otter mug was only $3. So again, I thought that was fair enough. A little pricey, but, and I found this. So this is a Kleenex box cover or tissue box cover. In Canada, everybody just calls it Kleenex, but I know in the States, a lot of you just call it tissue. So anyway, it's like this retro kind of jade green color, and it's a plastic, and this will be available for purchase, and so will the otter mug, the floral mug, everything you see here. These are for me just to add to my collection for staging items. It's a nice like light pink blush kind of color, I guess you could say. And these were $1 for 2. Those will be going in my collection. And this kind of was the crowning glory of the thrift trip. I was really, really excited to find these. So these are kind of rare brass set. Most of the ones that you'll see available only have like 2 of the birds, 1 of the bird, maybe 1 with 3 of the birds. But this set I found all 4 quails. So I was really, really excited. And I paid $10 for these. So a reasonable price, especially for a set of 4, these can be quite valuable. So if you're interested in these will be going on the shop as well. And I'm totally in love with them. I think they're amazing. So very, very excited about that. And then last item is this tissue box holder again. And this one is rattan, and it's really, really cool, giving like lots of boho vibes. I think it's from the 70s. And so really neat little item here. I just washed it, so it's a little wet, so the coloring is a little bit darker, but it's kind of like a light coloring. And I think somebody's gonna be really stoked to get this. So this will also be available. These are hard to find. So I was really, really excited. And that's it for the items that I got yesterday, thrifting at Goodwill. And So let's get into a few items that have sold recently in the shop. One is the Otagiri otter mug. So that one went for $30. The brass Shakespeare box for $48. And this set of drawer pulls for $42. Set of mini brass goblets for $32. Another copper kettle went for $44. And a knitting set that I got at the Goodwill bins for $40. And a vintage 80s, or I guess 70s maybe, frog scrubby holder for $35. And a set of Japanese stacking mugs for $30. And a brass very large planter for $68. And this really cool mid-century modern magazine rack for $32. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.